It's certainly nothing new to say that plants and fungi are beings that have some of the largest and most extensive populations on the planet. And with such great diversity, it stands to reason that the most different looks and unusual characteristics can be found in these living beings. But would you believe us if we told you that there are many plants and fungi that resemble parts of the human body? Well, as hard as it may be to believe, this is a real thing. From flowers that look like lips to fungi that resemble human fingers, these and a few others are exactly what we're going to show you in today's video. 20 plants and fungi that resemble human body parts. Kiss flower. Let's start by talking about a fascinating plant that really is very similar to a part of the human body. We're talking about the kiss flower, a plant that attracts attention and is well known for its peculiar appearance that resembles human lips. This exotic plant is native to the rainforests of Central and South America, and contrary to what many people think, the part that looks like lips is not its flowers but modified leaves called bracts. In reality, the real flowers of this plant are located in the center and have a cream or white color. The unusual look of the kiss flower is a very interesting evolutionary adaptation that allows the plant to attract pollinators, such as butterflies and hummingbirds. This vibrant red color and the shape that imitates lips are like an irresistible invitation to these animals, which by seeking nectar, end up pollinating the flower and ensuring the reproduction of the species. Jelly ear. Popularly known as the jelly ear, this distinctive fungus is a species that stands out for its unusual jelly-like appearance and brown color, which closely resembles the shape of a human ear. This fungus can be found in different parts of the world, especially in temperate regions, and usually grows on dead tree trunks or fallen branches, preferably in damp, shady places. In addition to its intriguing appearance, the jelly ear fungus has been used in folk medicine over the years to treat various ailments and is also considered edible, although it is not widely consumed around the world. Giant pelican flower. Back to talking about plants. Now we're going to show you a plant that doesn't look like any external part of the human body, but which looks very similar to an internal organ. Native to Brazil, Costa Rica, and Panama, this fantastic ornamental plant is a vigorous perennial vine, popularly known as the giant pelican flower. It blooms from spring to fall, and its distinctive flowers are its main attraction, although its foliage is also dense and beautiful, suitable for covering fences or other structures, making it a great choice for people who want to give their gardens a striking and special look. Its flowers are very large and have a dark red or brownish color along with some white spots and lines. The plant's resemblance to a part of the human body is found precisely in these flowers, but not when the flower is open, but when it is still closed, at a time when, depending on the angle at which they are observed, they often end up looking like a human lung, a truly incredible resemblance that gives this plant an exotic appearance. Buttocks plant. Endemic to Namibia, this fascinating species of succulent plant is known for its peculiar appearance, which resembles stones or, depending on the angle from which they are observed, can also resemble human buttocks, which has earned it the popular nickname buttocks plant. As well as being exotic, this plant's appearance also provides it with incredible camouflage in the natural environment to avoid being eaten by predators, where it manages to disguise itself among the rocks with its unusual appearance. Each of these plants consists of a pair of opposite fleshy leaves separated by a deep fissure through which the plant flowers, and these leaves have a bluish-gray color or shades of yellow or brown, and on the upper surface can be found some lines and dots, usually of a red color. Naked man orchid. Unlike the other cases we've seen so far, this orchid we're going to show you now doesn't stand out for looking like any specific part of the body, but rather for presenting a shape that resembles the entire body of a human being, or more specifically, a naked man, hence the inspiration for its name. This plant can be found in areas of Europe, the Middle East, and North Africa, and has gained popularity in other parts of the world due to the unusual appearance of its flowers, which resemble the figure of a naked man, and its beautiful coloring, which varies in shades of white, purple, and pink. These plants can reach a height of up to 50 centimeters, with their flowering usually occurring between the months of March and June, and fortunately for lovers of exotic plants, they can be easily cultivated, as long as some basic soil, light, and temperature requirements are respected. HYDNORA africana. Native to southern Africa, the HYDNORA africana is a fascinating and peculiar plant, known for its unusual appearance and parasitic way of life. This plant has no chlorophyll, which means that it does not photosynthesize and therefore does not produce food from sunlight like most plants. Instead, it attaches itself to the roots of other plants and extracts nutrients directly from its host plant. This plant grows underground and is only visible when its flower emerges from the ground. The flower has a fleshy texture and exudes a feces-like odor, which attracts its natural pollinators, such as beetles, and this structure of the flower is adapted to temporarily trap these insects, thus ensuring the effective transfer of pollen. But apart from its parasitic way of life and its remarkable pollination strategy, another peculiarity of the HYDNORA africana is its appearance, which is very reminiscent of a female genital organ, a rather unusual feature that has earned it fame all over the world. Nut. Famous for being considered one of the squirrel's favorite foods, nuts, in addition to being much desired by these animals, are also much loved by us humans, where they are often not only eaten raw, but are also frequently used in a variety of dishes, from salads and main courses to desserts and products for confectionery. But even though they are widely known around the world, one thing that many people may not have noticed about the shape and appearance of nuts is that in some varieties, after being shelled they end up resembling a part of the human body, or more specifically, a brain. Nepenthes. Nepenthes are a genus of carnivorous plants that have jug-shaped structures where they capture and digest their prey and are famous for having a great diversity of species. Some species of Nepenthes are considerably small and can only feed on small animals such as insects and arachnids, while others can reach enormous sizes and produce giant jugs capable of capturing and digesting even small vertebrates such as rodents and birds. An interesting fact is that there is a lid-like structure over the opening of this jug, which serves as protection so that the trap doesn't get waterlogged. This means that only a portion of liquid is inside, and it is in this liquid that their prey is digested after being attracted and trapped inside the plant without being able to get out. In this way, because there are so many species of Nepenthes, you can imagine that some of these plants can have a very different appearance, with many species even resembling a part of the human body, or more specifically a male genital organ, due to the jug shape they have together with the lid that is located on top of the plant, often generating this unusual look. Frizzle sizzle. You may have heard of the story of Goldilocks, a curious girl known for her beautiful curly blonde hair, but would you believe us if we told you that there is a plant that looks a lot like this character's hair? Not just hers, but any other type of curly hair. We're talking about the plant popularly known as the frizzle sizzle, native to South Africa, which is notable for its green leaves that curl up in a way that often resembles strands of human hair, depending on the angle at which they are observed. These leaves with wavy edges and sharp points of the frizzle sizzle grow with this distinctive shape around the stem, creating this very distinctive and decorative look, and as it matures, this fantastic plant can form even denser clusters of leaves, adding an exuberant and sculptural appearance to any garden or plant collection it finds itself in. Doll's eyes. Popularly known as doll's eyes, this perennial plant from North America is notable for its distinctive white fruits with a black spot, which resemble human eyes, or as its name suggests, doll's eyes. This plant can reach a height of almost 50 centimeters and prefers warm climates with good humidity and light. Another important factor to mention is that it is extremely toxic, especially if its fruits are eaten. So, if you happen to find this plant beautiful and interesting and want to have one of these in your garden, be aware that you should be careful when exposing it to children and pets. Dead man's fingers. Imagine you're walking alone in a forest when you suddenly come across human fingers sticking out of the ground. You'd probably be scared and think that our world was experiencing a real zombie apocalypse, right? But should this situation ever occur to you, the explanation may be a little different. This is because there is a species of fungus popularly known as dead man's fingers that stands out precisely because it has this strange appearance, similar to the fingers of a zombie or dead person. An unusual characteristic among fungi, and one that arouses curiosity and even a certain fear in those who encounter one of these. In addition to its distinctive appearance, the dead man's fingers fungus also plays a crucial role in the ecosystems where it lives, acting as a decomposer of dead wood. This is because it releases enzymes that break down the main components of the wood, thus transforming it into nutrients that can be used by other organisms. Common snapdragon. We have to admit that so far we've talked about very interesting plants and fungi that can be perceived as being similar to some part of the human body immediately upon being observed. But now it's time to introduce you to a plant that most likely, if you look at it for the first time, you'll think it's just another ordinary plant with nothing special about it, but it's after it's been killed that this plant acquires its distinctive look, resembling a part of the human body. Known as common snapdragon, this incredible plant is native to rocky areas of Europe and the United States and is grown in cold places. Today, because of the distinctive appearance of its seed pods, which look like human skulls when they dry, it has become a very popular plant in many parts of the world. It would certainly make a great Halloween decoration, right? Hanging lobster claw. Popularly known as hanging lobster claw, this perennial plant stands out for its pendulous and colorful inflorescences, which many people say look like a bird, but which if observed from a distance can also end up resembling a human spine. This fantastic plant is widely cultivated in tropical gardens because of its exotic appearance, which is extremely attractive to birds, especially hummingbirds. Venus flytrap. Native to the swamps of the southeastern United States, the Venus flytrap is a fascinating carnivorous plant that has a unique capture structure made up of two lobes joined at the base that close quickly when they detect the presence of prey, usually insects or arachnids. And it is precisely this catching structure of the Venus flytrap that resembles a part of the human body, because it is very reminiscent of a human mouth with sharp teeth, and even the movement that the plant makes when it closes is also very similar to the movement of a human mouth. What's more, this closing mechanism is incredibly fast, almost instantly trapping insects and arachnids that touch the sensitive hairs inside the trap in rapid succession, causing it to activate. The Venus flytrap is one of the few known plants capable of rapid movement, and this ability is an evolutionary adaptation to survive in nutrient-poor soils, where it needs to capture and digest small animals to supplement its diet. Buddha's hand. Popularly known as Buddha's hand, this extraordinary fruit is a variety of citron notable for its unique shape that resembles a human hand with outstretched fingers. The Buddha's hand fruit is valued for its ornamental qualities as well as its culinary and medicinal applications, and is often used to scent rooms and clothes in Asia due to its pleasant aroma. Curiously, this fruit is seedless and has a white, not very juicy pulp, the peel being the most used part. Common poppy. Native to Europe, North Africa, and some regions of Asia, the common poppy is a herbaceous plant that has symbolic significance in various cultures, being associated with peace, memory, fertility, and sleep. The flower of the common poppy can measure between 5 and 10 centimeters in diameter and stands out for its delicate shape. It usually blooms in spring and summer, and before blossoming, the flower of the common poppy presents itself as an oval, green bud surrounded by a protective capsule. This capsule ruptures when the flower is ready to open, releasing the petals which unfold rapidly, and it is exactly at this moment that, similar to the HYDNORA africana we have already shown you, this plant ends up resembling a female genital organ during this process of opening the flower. The common poppy is a plant that can grow to a height of around 70 centimeters and is known for producing a large number of flowers throughout the warm seasons and is currently cultivated for ornamental, food, and medicinal purposes. Swaddled baby's orchid. Known for being an exotic and delicate plant that stands out for its beauty and fragrance, the swaddled baby's orchid is a plant native to South America, notable for the unique shape of its flowers, which resemble the faces of small babies lying in a cradle, with the petals forming a blanket. Surprisingly, the swaddled baby's orchid is easy to grow and adapts well to both indoor and outdoor environments, as long as it receives indirect light and regular watering. It blooms mainly during the summer, and its flowers can last for several weeks, which is a relatively long time for an orchid, and its delicate appearance makes it an ideal plant for people who want to make their gardens even more exotic and elegant. Guaraná. And if you found the appearance of the doll's eyes plant we've already shown you similar to human eyes, you'll probably be even more surprised by the fruits of the guaraná, a climbing plant native to the Amazon, known mainly for its caffeine-rich seeds, which are widely used in the manufacture of energy drinks and food supplements. Guaraná seeds are dark and surrounded by a white aril, which gives them a peculiar appearance that is very reminiscent of a human eye, a feature that has fascinated people for centuries and is present in various indigenous legends and myths about the origin of the plant. Similar to the case of the dead man's fingers fungus, coming across a plant full of eyes like this at night in some forest out there doesn't sound like a very nice idea, right? Brain mushroom. With a wide distribution in Europe and North America, this mushroom usually fruits in sandy soils under coniferous trees during spring and early summer, and is easily recognizable due to its dark brown color and irregular shape that have earned it the popular name brain mushroom due to its striking resemblance to a human brain. Although it is considered edible after proper cooking and is a popular snack in some regions of the world, this species of fungus can be potentially fatal if eaten raw due to the presence of a toxin that affects the liver and central nervous system. So symptoms of poisoning can include vomiting, diarrhea, and dizziness, and in more serious cases can progress to delirium, coma, and even death. Heart flower. And to finish off, let's talk about a plant popularly known as the heart flower, a herbaceous perennial that gets its name from the unique shape of its flowers, which resemble a heart. Originally from Asia, this plant has arched stems from which hang heart-shaped flowers, predominantly pink in color with prominent white petals. It is a plant that blooms in spring and early summer, preferring places with partial shade and moist soil. And in addition to its aesthetic beauty, the heart flower is recognized for its resistance to pests and its ability to adapt to different soil conditions, as long as the right level of humidity is maintained. But what do you think? Which plant or fungus on this list is the most similar to a part of the human body? Let us know in the comments which one impressed you the most, and if you liked the video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next videos we'll be bringing here. Well, that's all for today. Thanks for watching and see you next time.